Ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting for a few key family members who, as you can imagine, are stuck in our wonderful Southern California traffic. So we haven't forgotten. We will be starting, but in the meantime, talk amongst yourselves, relax, and visit. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Temple Beth Or. My name is Mark Goldfarb. I'm the rabbi of our congregation, and I wish to note several dignitaries who are here with us this afternoon as well. David Youngman, our congregational president, and in a little while we will also hear from our Brotherhood president, Harry Jacobs, our Sisterhood president, Flo Bornstein, members of our education committee, Dana Porter and Jody Green, who will be having, when we get towards the end of our ceremony, presentations for Ryan. We gather on our Shabbat, Sabbath. We express a greeting, Shabbat Shalom, may your Sabbath be filled with shalom, with peace. You will find prayer books in the seats in front of you. And those of you brave enough to sit in the front row under your seat. And one of the first things you might notice is that the book appears to open backwards. It does not open backwards. Hebrew is a language that goes from right to left. And so when you open the book and you see that we're on page 337, don't think that we have finished. We are yet to begin. Just open it to the other direction. You will also find on the page Hebrew. That'll be the stuff some of you may or may not recognize. But next to the Hebrew, the prayers and readings have all been transliterated into English, so phonetically you can follow along in the worship service. However, the prayer book that Ryan uses does not have that phonetic cheat sheet. Otherwise, what would be the fun of spending Wednesday afternoons for 4 years coming to learn Hebrew? So he will be reading in the unadulterated Hebrew text. We got that. Oh, let's take a look at our cell phones and other devices of communications. Now is a great time to make sure we switch them to the off or the silent position so that we might share this time without interruption. Jewish tradition tries to clue us in to many of the natural rhythms that exist in life that we as modern human beings so quickly overlook. Way back when we went to sleep when the sun went down, we did not have artificial lighting to keep us up, or television to distract us, or the internet to pester and bother us. We were clued in to the natural rhythms of every day. Likewise, during the week, there was a way to break up that week with the Shabbat, the Sabbath. This is our opportunity to hit the pause button on life. Because life is not about the number of text messages you send, the number of likes you have on your Facebook page. Life is not about the things that we amass. Life is about what we experience and how we experience each other. And that's what we choose to emphasize on Shabbat. It is a time for us to get back to the essence of life as human beings who live with each other on a beautiful planet, one that has been entrusted to us by God, and one that hopefully we will learn to take good care of. And so on Shabbat, we pause from all of our doings so that we might instead be human beings, to focus on who we are, on where we are, and on what we would like to become. On our bima this afternoon, we have our cantor, our cantorial soloist, Ariel Goldfarb, and we are joined by our accompanist, Robert Gaylord, who is filling in for Dr. Ray Irwin, who is unable to be with us this afternoon. I think we've got the introductions taken care of. I think we've got all of that done. I believe we have an opening melody, Hine Matov, correct? On page 10 in your prayer books, you will find words expressing our gratitude at being able to be together. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How beautiful and how pleasant it is when we human beings learn to live together like brothers and sisters. I believe it's on the top of page 10. Hine matov.
Shabbat
I invite Burge Buchakian, Greg Buchakian, and Lisa Buchakian, grandfather, uncle, and aunt, to join me on the bima for the opening of the Ark ceremony. And as they make their way forward, I invite us to rise as we are able. Burge, Greg, and Lisa, if you will join me here. Ribono Shel Olam, creator of the universe, we gather on this Shabbat to celebrate life, to celebrate creation, to celebrate the accomplishments of a young man who joins the ranks of our community, Ryan Greenbaum. As we gather on this Shabbat, we are grateful to you, O God, for the blessings of life that have sustained us on our week. We are grateful for a day of rest and reflection that allows us the opportunity to contemplate on our lives and to reconnect with you. As we cease from our labors on this day to celebrate the glory of life, we are grateful to you for the many ways in which we have come to understand you and the ways in which we join with you as a partner in the process of creation. May the blessings of this day go with us into the week ahead, and may we be nourished continually by your eternal presence. And let us say, Amen. We may be seated. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I invite Ryan's grandmother, Robbie Bush, to join us here on the bima for a special presentation. Ryan, if you will step forward, please, as well.
Ryan, this tallis is given to you wrapped in a lot of love and given to you with a very special blessing. The blessing is of much love and a blessing of good luck and a long, happy life. You're following your father's footsteps in having your bar mitzvah the exact same day as he did, May 13th, a few years ago. From the time you were born, you were such a wonderfully happy boy, happy and warm and loving. And you accomplished so many things. I'm quite certain it was because of your attitude and your demeanor. I remember in the beginning, it was music, all kinds of music. I was a little happy when the drums ended. But from there you went to Scouts and great achievements. And the black belt in karate was probably your best, biggest achievement. I'm very proud of that. And then, of course, your theater work, which I really love. I got to see a production, and you were amazingly talented and gifted. And I look forward to seeing the next one. This bar mitzvah today is cementing the road to success. I am so happy that you're my grandson and in my family, and I love you very much.
I love you too. Let's go here. We'll put this on him together. Ryan, turn around and face the congregation.
As I wrap myself in the Tallit, I fulfill the mitzvah of my Creator. Bless Adonai, O my soul. Adonai, my God, how great you are. You are robed in glory and majesty, wrapping yourself in light as in a garment, spreading forth the heavens like a curtain. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hitatef b'tzitzit. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, source of all being, who calls to us holy acts through mitzvot, and inspires us to wrap ourselves in the fringes. Our service continues on page 66. Each of us enters the sanctuary with a different need. Some hearts are full of peace and gratitude, overflowing with love and joy. They are eager to confront the day to make the world a better place. They are recovering from illness or have escaped misfortune. We rejoice with them. Some hearts ache with sorrow. Disappointments weigh heavily upon them. Families have been broken. Loved ones lie on a bed of pain. Death has taken a cherished loved one. May our presence and caring bring them comfort. Some hearts are embittered, ideals betrayed and mocked, answers sought in vain. Life has lost its meaning and value. May the knowledge that we, too, are searching restore their hope and renew our faith. Our service continues on page 75. May the one whose spirit is with us in every righteous deed be with all who work for the good of humanity and bear the burdens of others, and who give bread to the hungry, who clothe the naked, and take the friendless into their homes. May the work of their hands endure, and may the seed they sow bring abundant harvest. Our service continues on page 79. Matter is never destroyed, only transformed. So too can the soul evolve, higher and higher, from instinct to inspiration, haughtiness to holiness, selfishness to service, from individualism to union, to join with the soul of souls, the Infinite One. As the soul is magnified and sanctified, so is the Infinite One exalted. Baruch atah Adonai, asher biyado na'afish ol ha-ruach chol sar ish. Our service continues on page 81. We read responsively. I can stay the tears of others if I can see myself as diminished of their sorrows.
I can hasten time when everyone will be able to rejoice in freedom.
And if I can see myself as the companion of those fighting against oppression.
I can honor the struggle of people everywhere to gain dignity and deliverance from bondage.
When I look at myself in the mirror, who will I see? Our service continues on page 85. We continue responsively. I am a Jew because my faith demands of me no abdication of the mind.
I am a Jew because the faith of Israel requires all the devotion of my heart.
I am a Jew because in every place where suffering weeps, the Jew weeps.
I am a Jew because in every time when despair cries out, the Jew hopes.
I am a Jew because the word of the people Israel is the oldest and the newest.
I am a Jew because Israel's promise is the universal promise.
I am a Jew because for Israel the world is not completed. We are completing it.
I am a Jew because for Israel humanity is not created. We are creating it.
I am a Jew because Israel places humanity and its unity above the nations and above Israel itself.
I am a Jew because of humanity, image of the divine unity. Israel places the unity which is divine.
Our service continues on page 87. We seekers of God, how do we find you? In good deeds and in the study of Torah, and your search for us. You find us in the bending of the knee, in the rigor of study, in the honesty of commerce, through a good heart, through decency, in respect, true fellowship, companionship, and love, through truth and peace, in the no that is really no, and the yes that is really yes. Baruch atah Adonai, hamlomei Torah la'amo Yisrael. Our service continues on page 100. Our service continues on page 225. There are times when the love of God burns so powerfully within your heart that the words of prayer seem to rush forth quickly and without deliberation. At such times, it is not you yourself who speak. Rather, it is through you that the words are spoken.
Becha
Our service continues on page 226 and following with words of our tefillah, the Amida portion of our worship service, having for us some of our central prayers connecting us to our ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob, Rachel, and Leah, and prayers that challenge us to envision how God can work through us in the world around us. On page 226, I invite us to rise as we are able, as we continue with our tefillah. Continuing on page 228.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu Vimotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Anora, El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'Zoher Asadei Avot V'Imahot, V'Gulad Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vizrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mehayeh Hakol Atara Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechayel Hayim Behesed, Mehayeh Hakol Berahamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verchech Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Nunato, Lishanei Afar, Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot, Umidom Melach, Melemimit Umahayeh, Umatzmiha Yeshua, V'nei Talihayot Hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mehayeh Hakol. We continue responsively. Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good and not evil.
You are the source of life and blessing. Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children.
You are the support of the falling. Help us to lift up the fallen.
You are the author of freedom. Help us to free the captive.
You are a hope in death, as in life. Help us to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust.
Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good.
For blessing and not for curse, for life and not death, for abundance and not want. Baruch atah Adonai, Mehayeh Hakol. Let us sanctify your name on earth, as it is sanctified in the heavens above, as it is written by your prophet. Holy, 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 is Adonai Sevaot. God's presence fills the whole earth.
מקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה זה ויאמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהייך ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Our service continues on the top of page 233. How shall we sanctify God's name? By being holy ourselves. How do we accomplish this? Let our prayers bring us to sacred deed, to actions that promote justice, harmony, and peace. Please be seated.
ולנצח נצחים ולנצח
We continue on the bottom of page 234. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu ritzeh v'imnuchatenu. We continue responsively on the bottom of page 235. For the good in us which call us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and hands, we give praise.
For the peace in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For the gift, Shabbat, which renews us for life, we offer blessing. Baruch
Atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. We continue on the bottom of page 237 as we read responsively. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, and to joy.
May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah.
Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess, and cleanse our hearts to serve life well.
On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer in life and peace and enjoy.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadecha b'yira na'avod. Modim anachnu lach. We continue on page 239. For the gift of our souls, for the promise of our lives, for all we are and all we might yet become, for the creative seeds sown within our minds, whose nurturing can yield a grand harvest. For all these gifts we thank you, O God, and pray that we prove ourselves worthy. We read together. May our lives be ripe with the fruit of compassion, sweetly sustaining those in need. May we use our gifts wisely and with love, true messengers of blessing to the world. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'ha na'el levudot. We continue on the next page. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever. For you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people, Israel, in every season and moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people, Israel, with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamodrech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim ve'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim
We come to a special spot in our worship service. Just as Shabbat asks us to pause from our labors and our doings, so too in our worship service do we stop from our readings and our singings so that we might be with our thoughts, to take a moment of silent meditation and silent reflection. To bring us into this time of quietude, I share this meditation. Take time. Take time to listen to the birds, to listen to the waves, to the wind. Take time to breathe in the air, breathe in the earth, breathe in the ocean. Take time to be still and to be silent. For when you are still and when you are silent, God will fill you up with deep peace and deep love. And so we pause. We turn to preparing ourselves for the reading of the Torah during this afternoon's worship service. We will hear in a little bit just how central the Torah reading is to our Shabbat and Sabbath worship. Indeed, how central the Torah is to the life of the Jewish community and the Jewish congregation. The 5 books of Moses, what we call the Torah, is what Ryan will in a few moments read from and deliver a drash, his sermon, his understanding of what these verses from this ancient yet ageless text might mean. We want to invite a number of folks up in a moment to help us with all of this. We wish to invite Robbie Bush, Ryan's grandmother, his parents, Debbie and Brad Greenbaum, his sister, Lauren Greenbaum, as well as Robert and Arlene Bush, and Ram and Tzipi Ronan. So I hope everybody heard, those of you who heard your names. In a moment, I will invite you to come forward. In the middle of page 245. In the middle of page 245, we read together, "Assemble the people, the men, the women, and the children, and the strangers in your cities, to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah, and let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God." I invite us to rise as we are able, to be joined on the bima by Robbie Bush, Ram and Tzipi Ronan, Debbie, Brad, Lauren, Robert, and Arlene.
It's Chaim Hila Machazikim Avitomcheha Neushar. It's Chaim Hila Machazikim Avitomcheha Neushar. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy.
Ryan, you stand here today before this community, this congregation, and your family as a bar mitzvah, one who is accepting upon himself the, both as you read earlier, privileges and the obligations and responsibilities of the mitzvot, of the commandments. Those commandments are contained initially here in this Torah scroll that you are about to receive. This particular Torah scroll is an important one in the life of our community, for it is an orphan Torah scroll. The community that used to read from it and used to celebrate with this Torah perished in the Shoah, in the Holocaust, during World War II. At the end of the war, a warehouse was discovered in Prague, Germany, in which were over 2,500 Torah scrolls who had no home to go to, the Nazis having destroyed and murdered all of the Jews who once read from the Torah. This Torah comes from the state of Bavaria, a state in the country of Germany, and was adopted by our congregation several years ago. And as our way of connecting to that community, we celebrate with this Torah on key life cycle events, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, and on confirmations as well. We are going to physically pass this Torah down to you, Ryan, through the generations of your family that have come before you, who have likewise passed down to you this Jewish tradition that you are embracing this day.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim, בשמיים ובארץ, כי חול בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני הממלכה, והמיץ נעשה לכל ראש.
We may be seated. To introduce the Torah reading, I invite, Robert and Arlene Bush. You guys were just up here. I think, maybe? Robert and Arlene Bush? No? Are the Bushes here? Oh, there's.
This is,
Right, you're going to read that.
I'm going to read
Okay.
Torah introduction. One of the major components of a Jewish worship service is the reading of the Torah, the 5 books of Moses. The Torah is divided into portions so that the Torah is read in its entirety each year. This week's Torah portion is a double Torah portion, consisting of the portion known as the Bihar and the portion known as the Bekotai, and is found in the book of Leviticus, encompassing chapters 25 through 27. Unlike the previous chapters of the book of Leviticus, this Torah portion is said to originate from Moses' sojourn on Mount Sinai while the Israelites are camped nearby. The purpose of the instructions contained in Behar is to enable the people of Israel to maintain a close, ongoing relationship with God. Behar focuses on the regulation of time and its economic consequences, building on the seventh day as a day of rest for human beings. The Torah portion introduces the concepts of sabbatical and jubilee years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice try, Cantor. Ryan is reading. I know some of you might not be able to see this, but Ryan has been presented with a very special yad, a Torah pointer. This was presented to you by
My aunt,
which aunt?
Aunt Jill.
Aunt Jill. Aunt Jill has presented this beautiful yad that Ryan is going to read from. And afterwards, Ryan, you'll be able to come and read Torah anytime you want to with your own private yad. We will make it available to you at any time. You can follow along. You can follow along with the Torah chanting that Ryan is going to engage in here on the purple sheets. You will see the English translation next to the Hebrew as it appears in the Torah to get an idea of just the work that Ryan has mastered to be able to read and to chant from the Torah. Ryan has chosen to honor several members of his family with the aliyot, the blessings before the reading of the Torah. Ta'amdu Rishona Yevarech al Torah Savta V'Doda. We call for the first aliyah, grandmother Robbie Bush and Aunt Jill Greenbaum. There's the blessing for you. One moment here because I have to get Rabbi Cam up. You'll see it when you see the, okay. It's upside down. Now we're good. Okay, we are ready, yes. Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorah. Baruch
Adonai Hamvorah Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamvorah Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech ha'olam.
Asher
Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torah
Baruch atah Adonai
Notain HaTorah. Okay. This is awkward. I know this looks a little funny, but Phil Carey, our Captain Technology, is streaming this for Ryan's grandfather, who is not able to be with us, and using my iPhone as what we call Rabbi Cam. And those of you who wish to check it out on our YouTube channel will see it. It has the Torah text. I'm filming what Ryan is about to read. Just pretend like it's not there. Okay.
Amen. Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe behar Sinai lemor. Daber el bnei Yisrael ve'amarta alehem ki tavo'u el haaretz asher ani noten lachem v'shaveta haaretz Shabbat l'Adonai shei shanim tizra sadecha v'shei shanim tizmor karmecha ve'afsavta et evuata.
Amen. The blessing after. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chaye olam nata v'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notain HaTorah. Excellent. Phil, stand over here, please. Stand over there. Ta'amod Shenit.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh,
Yeah, no.
okay, I'm good.
I do this part, you do that part.
Oh, okay.
Ta'amod Shenit Yavarech al Torah Malka bat Yitzchak v'Hensha. We call for our second aliyah, Sister Lauren Greenbaum. I'm gonna try it from this side. So there's, yeah, he can point to it. Go ahead. There's the blessing. That's a bachelor. All right, you go ahead.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Amen. Uvashana Shavi'i Shabbat Shabbaton Yihyeh La'aretz Shabbat L'Adonai Sadecha Lo Tizra Ve'armecha Lo Tizmor Et Savia Kitzirecha Lo Tivsor Vet Inave Hezirecha Lo Tivsor Shenat Shabbaton Yihyeh La'aretz Vahita Shabbat Ha'aretz Lachem לאוכלה לך ולבטך ולאמרתך ולסירך ותושבך הגרים עמה.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Kissy, kissy, huggy, huggies.
Thank you.
You can kissy, kissy, huggy, huggy.
Oh, okay. Oh. I love you, very proud. Thank you so much.
And you may return to your seats. Ya'amdu Henshe bat Baruch ve'Yitzchak, Henshe bat Baruch ve'Yitzchak ben Yishai la'aliyah Torah. We invite Brad and Debbie Greenbaum, parents, to join their son and daughter in the blessing before the reading of the Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Okay. Amen. V'li v'hemtecha v'lachaya asher be'artzecha tihye chol tevuata le'echol v'safarta lecha sheva shabbatot shanim sheva pe'amim v'hayu lecha yamei sheva shabbatot hashanim tesha v'arba'im shana v'havarta shofar teruah b'chodesh hashavi'i be'asor lachodesh b'rayom ha'kipporim ta'aviru shofar b'chol artechem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Oh. Thank you. Let's try to find my place. Okay. All right.
Ya'amod, Avraham ben Yitzchak v'henshel aliyah Torah, habar mitzvah. We call for our fourth and final aliyah, Ryan Greenbaum, our bar mitzvah.
Okay. Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'kidashtem et shenat hachamishim shana ukratem deror ba'aretz lecho yosheveha yovel hi tihyeh lachem v'shavtem ish el achuzato v'ish el mishpakto tashuvu yovel hi shenat hachamishim shana tihyeh lachem lo tizra'u v'lo tivseru et sefichecha v'lo tivseru et nazirecha ki yovel hi kodesh tihyeh lachem min hasadeh tochelu et tevuata. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, V'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. We're going to roll that up. Kissy, kissy, huggy, huggies. And you may return to your seats. As we prepare to redress the Torah, I invite Jeff and Julie Bush, Stephanie Ivner, and Melody Menchu to join the cantor Ryan and I here on the bima as they make their way forward. Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. Yes, please come forward. While they make their way forward, we wish to acknowledge that hearing the Torah read is part of the joy of Shabbat. It is incumbent upon us to hear the Torah being read so that we might learn and wrestle with these texts. We know that there are those who are unable to be with us due to the health challenges that they are facing, and indeed some in our midst might very well be facing those health challenges. We have a special prayer on page 253 in our prayer books. It is our prayer for healing recited at the time when the Torah is here, to acknowledge those who are with us, who are struggling with health challenges, as well as those who cannot be with us. I invite you during the musical interlude between the paragraphs to share aloud the name of a loved one. Thus we might bring them into this space and into our hearts at this time. Mishaberach avotenu vimotenu, may the one who blessed our ancestors be with those who are facing challenges to their health and their well-being. And may those who are indeed facing such challenges be blessed on their journey, a journey that will bring them to a refuah shlema, to a return to wholeness, health in their circle of family and circle of friends. Baruch atah Adonai rofei hacholim. We praise you, O God, who helps us bring hope and healing to those who are in need. And let us say, Amen. I wish to invite great uncle Norm Greenbaum to join us here on the bima as well. And as he makes his way forward, I invite us all to rise as we are able, as Ryan and I hold the Torah high for all to see.
Torah, shares on the shelf,
We may be seated.
Baruch. Oh.
Saying all right, you've done good. Sorry.
Sandy Greenbaum, did you get a sheet of paper? Am I inviting you up to read, or Sandy, did you get one of these? Would you like to come up and do the Haftorah introduction? He's going to have to.
He's detained.
Norm is a bit preoccupied for the moment, but he's with you in spirit.
The custom of reading Haftorah is quite old, though its beginnings can only be surmised. One theory suggested that when the Greek-Syrian rulers forbade the teaching of Torah over 2,000 years ago, readings from the prophets were read instead. The selection was determined by a thematic link between the weekly Torah portion and that of the prophets. The Torah portion, Behar, contains laws dealing with land ownership during the sabbatical years, and more importantly, the Jubilee year. It is during the Jubilee year that land ownership would be reproportioned based on family and tribal demographics. The Haftorah additional reading comes from the book of Jeremiah, wherein the prophet attempts to fulfill the property laws stimulated in the Torah in spite of the difficult challenges in doing so during this time. The prophet Jeremiah lived in the 17th century BCE and is considered to be the author not only of the book, which bears his name, but also the Book of Kings and the Book of Lamentations. Because of his message and the books attributed to him, Jeremiah is known as the weeping prophet. At the story,
You're doing great.
the
story we are about to hear.
Okay. Jeremiah was in Jerusalem while the powerful Babylonian army laid siege to the city in 588 BCE. Because of Jeremiah's spoke of surrender, many considered him a traitor. King Zedekiah imprisoned Jeremiah in the palace guardhouse, which is where this story occurs. Yay.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you very much. Welcome, by the way. Glad you made it safely. Okay, now we're ready.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Praise to you, Adonai our God, source of all being, who has chosen faithful prophets to speak words of truth. Praise to you, Adonai, for the revelation of Torah, for your servant Moses, for your people Israel, and for prophets of truth and righteousness.
Wait. Step back for a moment. There we go. Sorry.
Now we're good. Okay. Vayomer Yirmeyahu Haya Devar Adonai Elai Lemor Hine Hanam El Ben Shalom Dodecha Ba'elecha Lemor Genei Lecha Et Sadi Asher Panatot Ki Lecha Mishpat Hageula Liknot Vayavo Elai Hanamel Ben Dodi Ki Dvar Adonai El Hatzar Hamatara Vayomer Elai Kenei Na Et Sadi Asher Banatot Asher Ba'eretz Binyamin Ki Lecha Mishpat Yerusha Ulecha Hageula Kenei Lach Vaida Ki Devar Adonai Hu. Jeremiah said, "This word of Adonai came to me. Hanam El, the son of your uncle Shalom, will approach you and say, 'Buy my field at Anatot. You have next of kin's right to redeem it. So buy it.' As Adonai had said, my cousin Hanam El came to me in the guard's quarters and said, 'Please buy my field at Anatot in the territory of Benjamin, because you will inherit it, and you have next of kin's right to redeem it. So buy it for yourself.' Then I was certain that this was Adonai's word. So I bought the field at Anatot, which belonged to my cousin Hanam El, and weighed out the money for him, 7 ounces of silver shekels. I signed on the purchase contract, sealed it, called witness, and weighed out the money for him on a balanced scale. I took the purchase contract, both the sealed copy with the terms and conditions, and the unsealed copy, and gave the purchase contract to Baruch, the son of Neriah, the son of Machseah, in the presence of my cousin Hanam El, the witness who had signed the purchase contract, and the people from Yehudah, sitting by the guards' quarters in their presence. I instructed Baruch as follows. Here is what Adonai Sevaot, the God of Israel, says. Take these contracts, both the sealed and unsealed copies, and place them in a clay jar, so that they can be preserved for a long time. For Adonai Sevaot, the God of Israel, says that one day homes, fields, and vineyards will again be bought in this land. After giving the purchase contract to Baruch, son of Neriah, I prayed to Adonai. Adonai, God, you made heaven and earth by your great power and outstretched arm. Nothing is too hard for you. You display your grace to thousands, but also repay the guilt of the fathers into the lap of their children who follow them. Great powerful God, whose name is Adonai Sevaot, great in counsel, mighty indeed. Your eyes are open to all the ways of counsel, of human beings, being in order to repay each one according to his ways, according to the consequences of what he does. You gave signs and performed miracles in the land of Egypt, which continue to this day. Also in Israel and among other people, thus you made yourself the reputation you have today. You brought your people of Israel out of the land of Egypt with signs and miracles, with a strong hand and an outstretched arm, and with great terror. Then you gave them this land, which you had sworn to their ancestors that you would give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. They entered and took possession of it, but they did not pay attention to your voice, did not live according to your rules, to your Torah, and did nothing of all you ordered them to do. Therefore, you made this complete disaster befall them. The siege works are already there. They have come to the city to capture it, and the city, by means of sword, famine, and plague, is being handed over to the Kasdim, fighting against it. What you foretold is being fulfilled here. You see it yourself. Yet you, Adonai God, have said to me, buy the field for money, and call witness, even as the city is being turned over to the Kasdim. Then this word of Adonai came to Jeremiah. Look, I am Adonai, the God of every living creature. Is there anything too hard for me? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Praise to you, Adonai our God, source of all being, rock of all creation, righteous one of all generations, the faithful God whose word is deed, whose every command is just and true. Al Haftorah, Va'al Ha'avodah, Va'al Hanvi'im, Va'al Yom HaShabbat Hazeh. For the Torah, for the privilege of worship, for the prophets, and of this Sabbath, that you, Adonai, our God, give to us for holiness and rest. For honor and glory, we thank you and bless you. May your name be blessed forever in every living being. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Praise to you, Adonai, for the Sabbath and its holiness. Okay. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My Torah portion is about the sabbatical year and the Jubilee year. Most people haven't heard about these. In ancient times, many people were farmers. The Lord said that every 6 years you farm, and on the 7th the land is left alone. That is called a sabbatical year. People don't farm during that year. The land had to rest and recharge. They didn't have fertilizer, so the land needed time to regain nutrients. During a sabbatical year, you can only eat what the land naturally produces. Also, anyone can have the food in the land. The food is for everyone. Since people didn't farm that year, they had to rest too. A year of rest helps us focus on important things like education, travel, community service, and religion. All these things make a society better. The 50th year is called the Jubilee year. It is a sabbatical year, but with more bonuses. First of all, land is given back to all its original owners, people who inherit it from their ancestors, but they may have needed to sell their land for money. Second, people who owed other people money didn't need to pay them back anymore. All debts were erased. Third, people who were slaves were set free. Everyone starts over free and with their land. On the Jubilee year, we are remembering that we are not the ones in charge. God is. God provides everything. God actually owns everything. So he created this repeating time period where people get their lives back, their land back, and their freedom back. It breaks the cycle of greed. The Jubilee year forces a society to make everything fair. You can see from this that God didn't want to see one person have everything and another have nothing. Today, it sometimes seems that people just want everything for themselves. God wants people to learn to be generous and compassionate. God wants us to share with people who are much less fortunate. This can make a society much stronger. To me, this Torah portion is about fairness. The Jubilee year shows God is merciful and fair. Being in debt is terrible. When God has forgiven all debts, it feels like he has given people another chance and has set them free. When debt is gone, people are free and equal again. The Jubilee year restores equality to everyone. In modern times, there is an idea that poor countries in debt should be forgiven their debt so they can spend money on more important things like education and food. I actually do think this is what God would want, because of what I learned in my Torah portion and about the Jubilee year. Rabbi Hillel used to say, "If I am not for myself, who will be for me? And if I am for myself alone, then what am I? And if not now, when?" What Rabbi Hillel is trying to say is that we need to take care of ourselves, but we also need to take care of others as well. Some people need help. Like in this Torah portion, we help people. It's what we do. It is also important to take care of yourself. It's very important to look out for your health. After you have everything you need, it's time to help someone else. If you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? You may never do it if you don't just start now. For my Mitzvah project, I take care of rescued stray cats. I go every single Friday to PetSmart to help cats who need homes. While waiting for someone to come and adopt them, they are stuck in their cages for almost 24 hours a day. So that they don't get lonely, I would go over there and keep them company and play with them. I would clean their cages and spread toys around for them to play with. After that, I would take them on a tour of the store in a carriage. Lastly, it's really cute. Lastly, I would feed them and put them in their cages until the next person comes. The cats I work with don't have a home, And if I can comfort them during this hard time in their lives, I know that I am doing what God wants of me and what Hillel wrote about. I am very happy to play a part in this. I take care of myself, like Hillel says, but I am not for myself alone, so I can use my time to help other creatures in need. I chose this project because I am an animal lover and feel really bad for these cats. If we don't rescue them and care for them, then they may not live for that long. Like Hillel says, the time is now. A cat may not be a human, but still a cat may not be a human, but it's still a living creature. One of the things I often do is give Christmas gifts to people in homeless shelters. We give gifts to these less fortunate kids so their parents can spend money on more important things, and the kids who receive these gifts feel like all their friends who are getting Christmas gifts. We were all given one life, so it would be great to make ours and others' lives a good one. That would be fair. I want to thank Rabbi and Cantor for helping me get to this point and coaching me throughout this entire process. I couldn't do it without you. Also, thanks to Mrs. Cabrera and Ms. Horwitz for teaching me Hebrew and things to know about my religion. You're great. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for loving and caring for me, educating me, giving me a place to call home, and working your butts off for this entire bar mitzvah. It's the first time it's probably said butts in this sanctuary.
And maybe the last.
Okay. I love you both so much. Lauren, thank you for being my big sister. You definitely are the most fun person in our family. And you showed me so many great things that I love now, like the internet. I love you, and I'm glad to be your brother. Thank you, Aunt Jill, for the beautiful yad for me to use to read the Torah. Thank you, Nana, Auntie Lisa, Sawyer, Uncle Greg, and everyone who traveled out here. Grandpa and Gammy, I wish you guys could have been here today, and I love you both very much. I hope you both get better. To the members of Temple Beth Or, thank you for being so nice and helpful to me. I really like coming to Temple, and no, it's not just because of the desserts. Finally, to my aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, and friends who are here, thank you for coming and sharing my special celebration. Also, I pray that my grandma, my great-uncle Leonard, my great-uncle Donald, and cousin Karen, who have passed on, are all somewhere watching my bar mitzvah today. Thank you, everyone.
Well, Ryan, you've done a real marvelous job today. We love you very much. I want to be the first to congratulate you on your bar mitzvah and let you know how proud your mother and I are of you. First, I wanted to say that your grandfather really wanted to be here today, but was unable to make the trip. However, he's watching this right now, as the rabbi mentioned earlier. He's watching right now. The whole service is streamed live on the internet. He wanted me to thank you, or to let you know how much he loves you and how proud he is of you and wishes he could be here today with you. He really wanted to be here to help hand down the Torah from generation to generation and to see his grandson get bar mitzvah. Your Gammy also wanted to be here, and she too is watching live, but wasn't able to make the trip. Wants you to know that she loves you, is thinking of you, and that she's very, very proud of you. When I started to think about writing this speech, I sat down at my desk and began to think about the journey you took to get here today. Judaism has always played an important part of your life ever since you were a little boy. You went to temple preschool and loved the program. When it came time to start religious school, you really enjoyed going, and you really enjoyed going every Saturday and Sunday, or whenever it was. When it was time to start Hebrew school, you went without any reservation, without whining or complaining, and you almost always looked forward to it. You've always put Judaism close to your heart, even reading prayer books at night and taking them on campouts on a few occasions and reading before you went to sleep. When it came time to start the process of planning and thinking of having a bar mitzvah, we came to you and offered you the choice of either having a bar mitzvah like your sister with all the hours and hours of studying, or to take a family trip, and we know how much you love to travel and to see new places, but to take a trip to Israel and be bar mitzvah at the Wailing Wall. Obviously, we know what your final decision was, since we're all here tonight, but the reason you gave me was one to be very proud of and not one of just wanting to have a big party. You said that you wanted to share that moment with your whole family. You went on to say you wanted a bar mitzvah at home and in the synagogue and to learn all the prayers. And knowing you, we all know that when you set your goals, you go and achieve them. There's so many wonderful qualities to say about you. Beside being such a fantastic son, which is obvious, you have such a wonderful, heartfelt soul that you get from your mother, and then there's those incredible good looks that you get from me. What's so funny? Beside all the good looks, you have a lot of amazing qualities. One of the first things that comes to my mind is your dedication to completing whatever you set your mind to and whatever challenges that cross your path. I see this in all aspects of your life. As an example, you started karate at a very, very young, early age. You told us when you were younger that you would see it to becoming a black belt. However, one day you came to us and you said you wanted to quit karate when you were this close to finishing. I mean, it was so close. I mean, he was 1 or 2 tests away from his black belt. And he came to us, said, I need a break. So your mother and I discussed it with you, and one day you came to us after about 1.5 years, after we'd already kind of washed it away, and he said, I'm ready to go back to karate. We didn't try to push you, but you did. And you did come and saw it through the end, through your black belt. And even now, you continue with karate, and it's something you really enjoy doing. In Scouts, I see the same thing. You tell me you want to become an Eagle Scout. I see your dedication to the program. There are lots of times you just want to kick back and enjoy the program without the go, go, go of advancement, but I have no doubt in my mind that you'll reach that achievement as well. Also, you have such a warm, sensitive soul. You have an amazing amount of empathy towards those who are less fortunate. You have an incredible amount of loyalty to those you know, as well as an amazing respect for others, including your sister, who often is a pill, and especially and especially to the elderly.
Love you, Lauren.
The amount of kindness and respect and you show is wonderful to see. You have very strong values, and I do truly respect that. I can go on and on about your kindness and generosity and many other things, but I won't. I just want you to know that we're very proud of you. I can't wait to see you in your new chapter in life, to watch you as a man in the Jewish tradition only, and to watch you grow and observe the traditions and values as an adult Jew. I love you.
I love you too, Dad.
Brian, your father and I are so proud of how well you did today, leading the congregation in prayer this morning. But more than that, we're proud of the wonderful young man you've become. You have an entire room full of people here who are rooting for you and know the kind of person you are. So when I say that if the world had but a fraction of your heart, it would be a beautiful place and there'd never be another war. It really would. You may not know it, but you've got an entire room who would agree with that statement. You are the kind of person who, within 5 minutes of meeting you, it's clear you are a person of character and a good human being. Your dad did a beautiful job of summing up so many things about your life, so I thought I would share an anecdote or two to give people a clue about who you really are. And I'm going to set the stage back to first grade at Golden Elementary in Placentia, just having graduated off the kindergarten playground, moving up to the big primary playground was very exciting. And I'm sitting at home, all of a sudden the phone calls start going and then the notes start coming home, and it's one of those days as a parent you're like, what the heck happened? I came to find out that what you had done was you had a friend on the playground. You saw that friend in a fight. That friend was getting punched. You heaved your body in front of your friend and took the punches for your friend without thinking, until someone very quickly broke the whole thing up. And I said to you, Ryan, didn't that hurt? And you said, eh. But what was so amazing to me was that you don't think twice. You really don't think twice about doing things like that. You were in cotillion for 2 years, and I have to say, I don't know how much you learned from that, and how much of the gentlemanly behavior was just simply a Tuesday for you. Time after time, you advocate for the weak and needy, whether it's the small orphan cats you've taken care of for the past months, or a small child, or someone who simply seems lonely or sad. You shared that many times you've gone to give Christmas gifts to the homeless children. And I remember one time in particular, one little girl got a doll bed but didn't get a doll. We all, oh, how sad, oh, this happened, but you could not let this go. You were so upset to the point where the people who ran the homeless shelter took you by the hand, took you a few doors down to the warehouse they had to pick out a doll they did happen to have, and you practically ran back and gave it to the little girl because that was what needed to happen. There was never a question in your mind. I'm not surprised by your naturally kind and protective character. I guess what never ceases to amaze me is the absolute depth and unwavering nature of it. Dad talked beautifully about your goal setting, but I have another quick story to share. Ryan was a little bit of a picky eater growing up. He said, when I'm 12, I'm going to eat everything, so don't worry. You were maybe 8 or 9 or 10. I'm like, okay. So 12 rolls around, and all of a sudden, we've got sushi, we got different meats, we got any vegetable or fruit we can get your hands on. The more exotic, the better. In fact, the other night, we went out to celebrate an award your sister received with sushi, and my kid, who wouldn't eat a ridged potato chip because it looked a little too different from the plain ones, took a bit of octopus. Octopus with the little round thingies, suction cups, still on there, and took a bite. I couldn't believe my eyes, but you had said, you had set that goal, you were going to do it at age 12, and here at age 14, you're still living the life that you said you would. From the youngest time I can recall, you craved the thrill of travel and new places to visit. When you were little, you were head over heels for hotel rooms, probably because they were associated with travel, and I can't wait to see all the places you will go. So when you began to venture into acting, once again, I should have known that when you set your mind to things, you are fearless. So, when I saw you truly perform for the first time as Elvis Presley, doing a solo song as Elvis Presley, with about 20 backup singers and dancers and a leap from the stage that actually looked and sounded really good, I should not have been surprised. Well, it's a surprising thing to see your kid up on stage being Elvis, but it was really great. You've been through so many life experiences and activities, everything from sports to art, where your natural talent for that shines as well, to drum and guitar lessons, and to Boy Scouts, which has been a fantastic fit. Seriously, what organization better represents a perfect combination of factors for Ryan, who really is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. You started Scouts way back in first grade, Pack 798 at Golden, in a den that would eventually, at one of the years you went to day camp at Firestone, become the Skyhawks. You proceeded to earn everything from the Arrow of Light to the Super Achiever Scout Award, bridged to Troop 801 in Brea, where you have now achieved the rank of Star Scout, been elected into the Honor Group Order of the Arrow, and recently, with the help of your Bison Patrol, planned and led your first camping weekend. Not surprisingly, one teaching new Scouts the ropes and showing them the way they will go. You have set your sights on becoming an Eagle Scout, and if I've learned anything, it's not to doubt you when you tell us what you will do. So, as you go forward at this point, after achieving this wonderful milestone today, remember a couple of things. You are so very loving, giving, and forgiving, and ready to help where needed, often putting yourself last. I want you to remember in life that sometimes you really can put yourself first, and sometimes in life you will really need to. Keep up the choice you've made for healthful living and embracing fitness. You've done beautifully, and the world in your future is just simply easier when you are healthy and strong. Remember, life is a circle. Bad times will never last forever. We know life is a circle because, as was said earlier today, in 1978, wearing a really good-looking beige polyester suit with vest, your dad was made a bar mitzvah as well. And amazingly so, back in 1990, on this date, I said goodbye to my own father, Bernard Klein, who you never had the chance to meet. The sun rises, the sun sets, bad times come and go. After a wildfire ravages an area, after enough time, it will regrow and it will always regain beauty again. I want you to always keep your adventurous spirit and readiness to embrace the world, but also remember that you have a community behind you, a community of neighbors, friends, family, your Temple Beth Or community here, and the community in which you are now considered a responsible adult, or almost, a very proud and ancient community of Judaism. All these times you've made your decision to do things, and I still fuss and hover. You turn to me and laugh and give me a sweetly indulgent smile and hug and say, "Mom, I got this." What I want you to always remember as you head out into the world and challenges and disappointments appear is exactly that. You've got this. Congratulations, babe. I will be long. I love you too. I almost made it.
Wait, don't go anywhere. You guys will stay. We turn in our prayer books to page 256 as we return the Torah to the Ark. Yahalelu et Shem Adonai ki nishkav shamo levado. Let us praise the name of Adonai, for God's name alone is exalted. I invite us to rise as we are able. On the bottom of page 257 as we read responsively. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. The whole Torah exists only to establish peace. Don't worry about it. It's okay. That is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Now go and learn it. For those who study Torah are the true guardians of civilization. Let us learn in order to teach. Let us learn in order to do. As we stand here in front of the open ark, congregation, please, I invite you to go ahead and be seated, please. As we stand here in front of the open ark, Ryan, Cantor Ariel, and I wish to bestow upon you a special blessing, one of the oldest blessings in our tradition, dating back to the times of Moses and Aaron and Miriam, a blessing by which our ancestors, the children of Israel, were blessed, the threefold priestly benediction known as Birkat Kohanim. Blessed and protected by God. May you know that you live in God's presence all of your days, and may your heart always be filled with compassion. See the face of God in the world around you, in the eyes of your parents, your sisters, your friends, the cats you help, the people you meet along the way, and may you always know Shalom, peace. That wasn't so bad, was it? No. It was worth all those rewrites, all those practices, all the things. Yeah. It's kind of fun. You just did. Hey, you said but in our sanctuary, so, you know. It was kind of fun and enjoyable, I would like to think. And you've accomplished something that many people identify as being the most terrifying thing in the world, which is standing in front of a group of people and speaking. And you did it. And you did it with poise, and you did it with a great presence. And you did it masterfully, Ryan. I enjoyed our studies and our discussions with the Torah portion, and wrestling with how you can take an agricultural law that really isn't observed all that much anymore and apply it to life today. That was perhaps our biggest challenge. And you were able to find some wonderful, very insightful connections. This whole idea of fairness, of establishing a sense of balance once again in the world. And you're right, it seems that in our day, it seems that many people are more concerned with what they have gathered for themselves rather than what they are able to share and help when it comes to other human beings. That's the difficult challenge that we as human beings have faced for the last several thousands of years. Even the prophet Jeremiah was speaking about that to the people of his day, and reminding them as well of the importance of taking care of those who are in need. Otherwise, life has a way of flipping over on you. There is this measure for measure that takes place. If all you're concerned about is building your own home, then at some future time, according to our prophets, you will, and you're not concerned with those who don't have homes, then you will find yourself without a home. And that's exactly what happened to King Zedekiah and the people of his generations, as the Babylonians did indeed come in and exile the Israelites from Jerusalem and from Israel. And so history has a very important lesson for us, that we need to find ways to live by Hillel's teaching. Watch out for ourselves, absolutely. But while at the same time, making sure that we take care of other people along the journey. And if not now, when? When I was in 4th grade in religious school, our test that the teacher passed out was to complete that teaching. And if not now, and my answer was, very proudly, I was in 4th grade. What can I say? I said later. Like you, don't worry about the food I'm not eating now. I'll eat it when I get there. When I'm 12, I'll eat everything. And so that was my same attitude as well. Later, we'll get there. But the important thing is, Ryan, is that really what this bar mitzvah experience is about is showing you what happens when you apply yourself, when you work hard, when you apply yourself to not only the studies, but also to developing that good heart within. When you do both of those at the same time, wonderful things happen. And we want to acknowledge those wonderful things. And so I invite our temple president, David Youngman, our brotherhood president, Harry Jacobs, our sisterhood president, Flo Bornstein, our education chairs, Dana Porter and Jody Green, to join us here. I believe I got everybody. So that we might extend to you our heartfelt congratulations and mazel tov on a job well done.
Ryan, you did a great job. You made it look really easy. And I know that you had to put a lot of time into this, and I want you to know that you did a wonderful job. You're very smooth, you're very articulate, you have a great presentation here on stage, and you bring a lot of joy to your parents' eyes. I saw that. That's called nachas, nachat in Hebrew. So may you continue to bring nachat, joy to your family. While I'm here, you have earned it. I'm going to present you with the official bar mitzvah certificate, and I won't read it to you, but it has your name, Avraham ben Yitzchak ve'ansha, and it was called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah on Saturday, May 13th, 2017, which is 17 Iyar, the year 5777, 5,777. So I'm presenting it to you. Signed by the rabbi, myself, the cantor, and all the officials. Oh, and parents, of course. Oh, and then the tree, I forgot.
That's on the lectern.
Also, as we do at Tu B'Shvat, every year we plant a tree. Do you remember we did that as part of? In Israel, they take it very seriously. I was in Israel, and I was one of those kids that planted a tree. And the people who financed the tree are people like us, like yourself. We're going to give you a certificate that a tree in Israel will be planted in your name. So I will give you this certificate, and one day you can go to Israel on birthright and demand to see your tree.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Mazel tov.
Oh, wait.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ryan, I was impressed last night with your professionalism and your poise, but today it's off the chart. And then to find out that you're a fellow brother in the Order of the Arrow, and as an Eagle Scout, I'm looking forward to welcoming you into our exclusive fraternity. But on behalf of the Brotherhood, I want to present you this sterling silver Kiddush cup to be used in the sanctification. Of course, under the supervision of your sister and your parents until you're 18, and then in modesty. And there's one other thing. This is really important. You can smile. It's over with right now.
Thank you very much.
I want 3 fingers.
Oh, okay. Oh,
There we go.
Boy Scout.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Thank you.
Ryan, it's my pleasure to represent Sisterhood in congratulating you. You did a marvelous job. It takes a village to put this bar mitzvah together, but the most important person in the whole village today was you. And wow, you really rocked it. Mazel tov to you. Now, you have one more thing to do. You followed instructions. Your hair looks great. Now, shake up your hair, loosen it back up again, go back to Ryan, put your party hat on, and celebrate. Mazel tov to you.
Thank you very much.
So last Friday night, we had a conversation, Dana and myself and you, do you remember? We asked you... At dinner. We asked you, are you nervous? And you said, yes. And we said, what are you nervous about? And you said, I just want to do okay. I just want to do a good job. And you did. You did a fantastic job. You had nothing to be nervous about. You are fantastic today. So on behalf of the Education Committee, we would like to present you with this study Torah that we hope maybe you'll read at night in place of prayer books, like your dad said. And so now this can help you continue your education and continue your journey through Judaism.
Great. Thank you very much.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, Ryan.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. We'll leave that behind. Lastly, 2 things. On behalf of our youth group, Bolte, a certificate welcoming you officially as a member into our youth group, and the North American Federation of Temple Youth, and also from the North American Federation of Temple Youth, a $250 gift certificate to get you started on that journey to Israel to find your tree that has been planted there. The tree was planted by the Temple Beth Or board, and this certificate is presented to you on behalf of NIFTY in hopes that you will apply it to a NIFTY trip to go to Israel and to look for that tree. And with that, we wish you a hearty mazel tov and congratulations as I invite our cantor up for a final presentation.
Thank you very much.
Yay, one more. I learned so much about you today, by the way. How were the cats? Were they fluffy?
They're very fluffy.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Ryan presented me with 2 major challenges. I've only met you relatively recently. I've known you about as long as the Millhanders, who were our first set of bar mitzvahs this year. And you presented me with 2 challenges. The first one being, for everybody else who was able to come up here, I was able to say, oh, you're finally taller than me. I'm pretty sure you've always been taller than me. The second one, I actually forgot, so never mind, just one challenge. Oh, the second one was in creating the practice recordings. I had to pitch my voice a lot lower for this one in order to create recordings that didn't have him singing like a chipmunk. However, Coming in on Sunday mornings and seeing you in your class has been so much fun, and it's been so much fun for me to come in for music especially because you get so enthusiastic, and I love that very much. So it has been a lot of fun for me to watch you today and see you leading everybody. You lead everybody very quietly. Whenever I come into the classroom, you're the one who's laughing at things and making small jokes to the side that then everybody laughs at. So it was very nice to see you being a leader in truth too, from the very front, instead of leading as you do quietly, you know. Instead, I got to see you leading very loudly, and it was fantastic. I have a short piece for you, as it is the tradition at Temple Beth Or. If I can see what key it's in. Oh, key both 3. I'm in the right spot. Just a short piece for you, written by Debbie Friedman, and it's called Seize the Day, which I hope is something that you will continue to do throughout your education and throughout your life as you start to come into eventual adulthood. And I don't know if I know that chord. I do, all right. Seize the moment, seize the day. Open up your eyes and see that life is where the moment is. Yesterday is far behind. We will savor memories and make your new life on your own. We can't pretend that we are something that we're not. We can't be somebody else. We have got to be what God meant us to be in the moment, in the day. We have got to be what God meant us to be in this world. Seize the moment, seize the day. Open up your eyes and see that life is where the moment is. Yesterday is far behind. Every moment lives but once, and we can't bring it back again. Seize the moment, seize the day. Seize the moment, seize the day. Mazel tov, Brian. Thank you. And Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, Ryan. Absolutely. This is the beginning. I hope you will continue on. We have much more we want to show you about Judaism, all the way through confirmation class and our annual trip to Washington, D.C. So I, too, wish you a hearty mazel tov and invite you to step back and relax for a moment. As we move to the conclusion of our worship service with the words of the Aleinu, the adoration can be found in our prayer books on page 282. Bottom of page 282, and I invite us to rise as we are able.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye
Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, those who live on in our hearts, our memories, and in the place we call Olam Haba, the world to come. The words to our Kaddish can be found on page 294. As we call to mind those for whom we are observing the Shloshim period. Sid Gelfand, the brother-in-law of Marlene Mincher. Don Ripley, the son-in-law of Shirley Mallon. Marjorie Asness, friend of Ted and Terry Levoot. Rod Moss, husband of Helene Moss. And Marilyn Gelfand, the sister of Marlene Mincher. If there is a loved one whom you are remembering, I invite you to share that name at this time. To those that we have named aloud and to those that we keep named in the quiet places of our hearts and memories, we link as well the names and memories of the men and women of our armed forces who have given their lives for our liberties and freedoms, those who have given their lives for our safety here at home, the members of our police and our firefighters and other first responders, and the members of the Israeli Defense Forces who have given their lives for the hope of peace. Zichronam levracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. As we share together the words of our Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemed rabbah, be'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehei shemed rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shemei dekudusha b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Vimru, Amen. May all of us who mourn and all of us who are bereaved, may we find through God's presence a source of strength, courage, and hope, above all a source of shalom, of peace. And let us all say, Amen. We're going to conclude with those very words, but I want to invite Sister Lauren. And as well, let's have Mom and Dad, Brad and Debbie, come up as well. Let's have you come stand here. You get to stand here in the middle. Very good. Mom and Dad, Sister Lauren, excellent. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens give us the courage and the strength to make peace here in this world and in our lifetime. I invite us to put our arms around the shoulder of someone next to us or hold the hands of someone who needs to remain seated as not only we sing, but also shower Ryan with appropriate sweets for the day. Mom and Dad, let's have you stand right back here. All right, so you can get a little bit of the residual shower as we conclude with Oseh Shalom. All those who are young and young at heart, please come help yourself. Grab a bite. Mazel tov. You're welcome. You are most welcome. Good job. Job well done.
Hello.